Alrighty. Do you guys see the AC in the background? I kind of want to keep it on. It's hot in here, but then again, what I'm wearing right now doesn't help. Let me actually fix that real quick. So that I'm not just burning up for this stream. But then again, when haven't I been doing that lately? It just be like that sometimes. But anyways, we are back. Last time, it was a bit of a struggle, but we managed to do both Larry and Tulip, the Psychic type gym leader. Mostly Larry. I was... Even with my plans, I got walled off by him like 10 times. Even with trying to stack, which I have no money for. And then Tulip just caught me off guard. It was mainly one of her random trainers, not even Tulip herself. It was just that one random crit gem power, I think the move was. It was a rock type move. Hold up, that's a thing I want. Electric terrain. Oh, okay. But anyways. But we do have those two done, and we're only 2 gyms left. One of them being ice, so that's going to be... You know what? I'm going to have confidence in this for once. That's just going to be a very easy sweep. But... a few things. One, we're broke. And 2, while our level is good for Rhyme, I believe, I looked into it, and apparently her team is in like the low 40s, I think. So that should be fine. But Grusha, which is the Ice type gym, is in mid 50s. And on top of that, afterwards, there's still the Elite Four and top champion herself, Gita. Not to mention, right after that is a cutscene followed by one last battle with Nimona. So, you know, that's probably going to be the roughest part about all of that, honestly, is Nimona, because maybe Rika. I don't see myself having much trouble with the Elite Four, aside from Rita, because she uses ground types, and then the dragon type dude, Hans, I think his name is. So that's going to be another kind of thing. The other two should be fine. I think the other ones are, if I remember off the top of my head, Poppy, who uses steel types, and then Larry again, who uses flying types that time. So I think those will be okay, at least. But those are besides the point. Basically, what I'm trying to get at is with this long rant is that we kind of need to prepare for that in the future. So I don't know how long I'm going to spend on it, probably most of this stream, so that I can spend the most of next stream just sweeping what's left. Oh, I love backwards long jumping when the slope allows for it. Yeah, so basically what I'm going to be doing is mostly grinding Tera raids so that I can get essentials from it. EXP candy just for future levels. Tera shards would be neat. I don't think I'm going to change my Tera type though. If I wanted to be really petty, maybe I could grind shards for Tera flying so that I could have an easier time with Rita. But then I would either have to stick with that for the rest of the game, or then grind 50 more shards to change my Tera back to fire or to whatever else I want. And I kind of don't want to do that because, like I mentioned last stream, grinding for Tera shards is just horrendous. Like, you get like 3 max per raid, and it takes 50 to, you know, be able to change your Tera type. So I'm not going to be able to do that unless I actively, like, went out of my way to go into the home menu and change the clock to tomorrow, because there's not going to be enough raids to get enough shards for a specific typing. Like, if I wanted to get flying right now, there's like, what, 1, 2, 3, Ah. 4. Yeah, about 4 flying rays right now. So even if I were to go to do all of these, that's definitely not enough to change my Tera type. I am doing pretty great, but I feel like I'm just kind of bummed that I'm going to have to put that kind of cripple. Oh, sorry to hear about that. I'm kind of bummed I'm going to have to cripple myself with that kind of limitation of my Tera type, but like, I don't want to grind. Oh, that's base coat. And this Pelipper, and this is a Pelipper. Oh. Super Sonic, isn't that what guarantees a confusion? Oh, you suck. And I still got the sunny day off. I'll put him to sleep too. Why not? Tell you to hang yourself. How much is that gonna... Oh, that's not much. I don't know what 3 stars are scaled to. Ah! I'll just let it rip then. If I'm not taking that much damage from a super effective still stab surge, but I think I got this. Just need to snap out of confusion like that. Oh yeah, I got this. I don't need to put him to sleep. Tailwind? Fuck. Okay. Okay, this child is gonna be no Oreos in a hard card. Alright, we're good. God damn, Fuecoco's so slow. We're gonna need the money from these. We get treasure from it. We do. Oh my god, the big pearls. Oh, that's my X-Speed fund right there. Because I can't do this shit with everything outspeeding me. Which one should I do next? Actually, really quick, let me check how my Tera Shards are doing. Garbage. Should I try to do ground on raids and complete the Pokédex? I'm kind of biased, so I'm gonna say complete the Pokédex because I want the Shiny Charm and Pokemon Sword. I've been doing that myself a lot lately, and honestly, I have some level of fun completing the Pokédex. Oh, where are these? Genius Feather, we need that. And why not make them bulkier? Yeah, I would just complete the Pokédex, Chief. That's what I'm trying to do right now, because I want to fill up my bucket list of getting every shiny fire type in existence, and there's quite a few fire types that I'm missing and that are in Pokemon Store. Some things that haven't been added to Gen 9 yet, like Incineroar, Blaziken, and a few others, and then some that just are likely going to stay in Gen 8, like Senna Scorch, Turtonator, shit like that. Yeah, you need a Legendary. You only need to complete, if you're talking about specifically Sword and Shield, you just need the base deck, so neither of the DLCs matter. But you do need the legendaries for that, so both box legendaries and Eternatus, which you're forced to catch through the story mode anyway. I forgot I don't have this. Pokemon. Yeah, let me get that. Might as well make it convenient to fly here. What am I doing? I'm talking too much. I need to stop that. Using words stops my brain from working. Let me go do this flying one, because I would like some flying Tera shards, just in case I ever decide to change my Tera type if I go back on my word, but I'm probably not going to, because grinding Tera shards is like the worst thing in this game, and I don't know how or why they haven't changed that yet. At the very minimum, make it 25 to change your Tera type instead of 50. I don't know why you have such a huge cap on it, or why you make the grind so tedious, because really there's no point in that other than just making the grind harder, because if like pro players or people who wanted to use this mechanic really wanted to, they will take the time to grind this out anyways. I can't get up here, can I? Wait. Ah! So, like, if I or someone else wants to use this mechanic, really wants to, we could just grind it out. It's just that the grind will take longer. So I don't know what the point of making the grind so tedious is. Normally when, at least nowadays, when a game has a very tedious grind, it's to encourage you to spend real money to bypass that. But there's nothing like that here. It's just grind 50 for Tera Shard. So it's not like a pay-to-win type thing like other games are. So I don't see why the grind is so unnecessary. They could have just made it 25 or just given you more Tera shards from raids. Even like 6-star raids, the highest level raid you can do with excluding specific events. But anyways, let me do this fine. Thoughts on the music of Scarlet and Violet? Yeah, they're bringing back a lot for Scarlet and Violet. I'm literally the only one I was excited for was Ninetales. Actually, since I'm gonna be bitch, I was gonna change him to have Thunderfang if I'm gonna be doing this. Are you fucking serious? Thoughts on music in Scarlet and Violet? I actually like it a lot. I definitely think them getting Toby Fox on board was a huge thing. It's been a thing since Sword and Shield, but he helped with like one song in that. Here, though, he was more involved. They had him more involved because I think they know why. So I think it's based as fuck they got Toby Fox on board with this. But yeah, I like the music a lot. Is it my favorite? And I'm kind of Gen 4 biased, so I'm gonna say no. I do think it's really good stuff, but I think older generations had some higher highs, but that might just be a bit of nostalgia talking. A little bit. I know for a fact some things are just correct opinions. But yeah, this has a good soundtrack, especially thanks to Toby Fox being involved. DS era definitely had bangers. Let me just get rid of the red dots, and I wanted Thunderfang before I got so rudely interrupted. I think he knows Thunderfang, still. Oh, did I never teach him? Oh. Do I have a TM for it? I'm kind of lazy. Ah, forget it. I do have Terra Blast, though, so if I wanted to change my Terra type, I could do it for that as well, but I really don't want to. So now I'm gonna avoid that. But yeah, DS era had bangers. Gen 3 had... I don't know what that voice crack was. Gen 3 had some bangers too, but not as much as DS era games did. But this game has some really good stuff too. Mainly Gym Battle theme, Penny's theme, some general themes too. Like, I'm not gonna actually like listen to them on my own time, but stuff like Terra Battle themes or just some of the towns you explore. Like Alfrenata in Laughing, the place where the Psychic Gym is. let me... Please. Ow. Like, yeah, I'm not gonna sleep on this game's soundtrack, to be honest. I'm definitely glad Toby Fox is more involved with it, too. I'm gonna say that again. I also didn't get to mention, since this is going to be mostly a grinding stream, and that's going to be kind of boring if I do nothing to entertain in the meantime, why are you already awake? Wait, you think that she's encore? Did they just lock me in a sunny day? Oh my god, you fucking... This random Indeedee knows encore, and they locked me into sunny day. Okay, Indeedee's still asleep at least. How long does the encore last? Isn't it like 3 turns? Fuck. Oh, you actually lick wiener. Fuck, okay, I was mad now. What was I talking about? Right. I thought it'd be funny to talk about during this since it's just gonna be mostly somewhat mindless grinding. Well, most of it at least. If I feel satisfied enough, I'll go to the Ghost Gym if I feel ready for it. But most of this is going to be preparing so that next Wednesday I can just sweep through everything. And then hopefully be done with all of the gyms next week. And then the week after that do the other storylines. Oh, one more turn of encore, you suck. You legitimately suck. At least I got paralyzed. My spec defense fell? Oh. Oh wait, Curly has synchronized, that's why. Okay, let me clear this rig first. Before I talk more. Now I'm just kind of mad. Bitch. I'm not about to lose this. This random ass 3-star Indeedee. Come on, let me play the game. At least the shields don't start happening until... Yeah, like encore means a flamethrower. Fuck you. At least shields aren't a thing until 4 stars, because those are annoying in this game. But anyways, I am going to be talking a lot this stream as well. About more of like... About less about the game itself and more just about like... whatever I feel like talking about. So I thought it'd be nice to have a more conversation-involved stream while I'm doing this. I figured that'd be nice while I'm doing this. I figured I would either do this or grind off-screen, but I didn't want you guys to potentially miss out on something if something were to happen. Or get suspicious of my grinding, which I doubt you would, but just in case, I'll show it anyway. It's only going to be for this stream. I think the grinding we do here will be enough to get me through the rest of the game. And grinding can be relaxing, but that could also be seen as boring, so I wanted to take this chance to also talk a lot. There's a wild Sylveon here? Bye. I like Sylveon. Okay, anyways, I got distracted. But yeah, I figured this would also be a nice chance to have a more, like, a general conversation-involved stream. For starters, I kind of wanted to talk about, like, the history of my fire bias, kind of where that started, because that fire bias is kind of why I'm doing this in the first place. I don't know if other people have done it. I mean, I'm certain other people have done it, but the first example that I've watched was AlphaRad, where I saw playthroughs on YouTube of people going through these games with only an unevolved starter. I saw AlphaRad do it with Mudkip in Gen 3, I believe in Emerald, and then Piplup in Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl. I think another person or two had done that idea as well, but I'm sure someone has done it, but I wanted to take that opportunity to take an idea like that and show off my fire bias with it. Because I figured it'd be fun to do that. Show off my fire bias while also, you know, going through the game with just them. So it's why I said about doing this playthrough, Scarlet with only Fuecoco, and why I plan to do all the other games eventually, all the other generations at least. I'm not going to be doing every single game. Just like main generations and Pokemon Legends Arceus, which I'm probably going to be the one I'm going to be doing next after this. Is Pokemon Legends Arceus with only Cyndaquil. I just think it sounded like such a fun idea to do, and also give a chance to be biased for fire types, and I'm always going to take a chance to do that. So, why not? So, while I have nothing much to really talk about since I'm only really grinding right now, why not take that chance to talk about why? Since I've made that pretty clear by now, if going through this entire game with only the unevolved... Why? No, I don't want to catch him. I don't know whose man's dusted him. I'm assuming not Ndidi. Fuck is his name? Dedenne, that's what it is. But damn. Anyways. I show no shame and no attempt at hiding my bias for the fire typing in Pokemon. It's very obviously my favorite typing. If you couldn't already tell from the fact that I'm doing this entire game with just the unevolved fire starter, there's my Pokemon theme, which is literally nothing but fire types. Infernape, Cinderace, Flareon, Typhlosion, specifically Shiny Delphox because it's my favorite Pokemon, period. And then Reshiram. On top of that, yeah, most, like, solid 95-90% of my favorite Pokemon are all fire types. Delphox, Cinderace, Flareon, Arcanine, Blaziken. My favorite legendary period is Reshiram. My favorite mythical period is Victini. Both are from Gen 5 too, at that. My Pokemon theme, which I already mentioned. There's my end card, which features Flareon and Blaziken. And then something special we're working on in the background, which I'm kind of waiting on right now, but it's also fire type related. There's also just my mains in Pokemon Unite as well, specifically, since I pretty much main all the fire types in that game. Delphox and Cinderace are my two best characters slash mains. I mained Cinderace since day one. Well, not day one, but like day 3 of when I got the game, not day 1 of when the game came out. It took me like a bit to get into the game before I was essentially convinced to try it with friends. So that took a bit, so it wasn't day one, and on top of that, I didn't use Cinderace at first until I saw the pirate skin for it, and you know, I already liked Cinderace a lot at that point. Are you kidding me? I'm 15 levels higher than it. Let me run from the battle. But anyways, what I'm getting at is, I'm obviously very biased for fire types. And, I don't know, it'd be kind of fun to go into why. Change the values of what, running from a battle? I would assume so. Because, you know, it seemed... Well, it not seemed obvious to me, but, like... It seemed pretty consistent that if I'm higher level than you, I run away just fine. Yet, for some reason here, Pokemon that are 15 levels below me, I can't run from consistently. I don't know what the fuck is going on there. Maybe I should just start using Pokédolls, but I'm lazy and annoyed. Let me just do that. So I don't know if they changed something, because it definitely felt more consistent while I was filling out the Pokédex for Pokemon Sword. But anyway, back on... Honestly, yeah, is there plushes of a Pokédoll? I know there's plushes for the Substitute doll, which is really nice. But, like, what about this little thing over here? What about this little Clefairy thing? There has to be. I don't know for sure. I've never looked it up. But, like, I don't doubt why there wouldn't be. Okay, I need to focus on. I need to the next raid. I'm kind of lazy, so I'm trying to see where I can fly to. Let's go here. There's a nice one close by. But yeah, I don't doubt in my mind there is one. If there is, considering there is a doll for the substitute doll. But anyways, so why not talk about where that bias came from and how it grew? Don't tell me it's up, motherfucker. Okay, so while I'm making my way up there, I forgot what year it started back in, but it was when I had my DS Lite. Yeah, I can't remember what year I had it in, but I believe since it was around third grade, because by 5th grade I had lost it, but I had a 3DS at that point. So I believe it was around 3rd grade, so I'm gonna say 2008-ish. And I've heard about Pokemon a lot. I've even seen some of the anime, even though I hadn't played any of the games. Back around, like, I want to say 2005-ish, 2004-ish, I did find myself watching a lot of the, I think it was 2005-ish, 2006-ish, actually, around that range is better, yeah. I found myself watching a lot of the Diamond and Pearl anime, because that was airing a lot on Cartoon Network at the time, and aside from video games, what I was glued to was cartoons. So I knew about Pokemon, I knew about the popularity of Pokemon, and I knew about its appeal. But I myself, for whatever reason, just never played much Pokemon, probably because I was too busy playing Sonic and Dragon Ball Z games. So I never found myself playing Pokemon for a while until, I don't remember how I got it, but eventually I got myself my first Pokemon game, which was the original Pokemon Diamond on DS. And in that one, I chose Chimchar as my starter. Mainly because at the time, there was always that childish stigma that, you know, fire types were the coolest, so you always pick those ones. So I followed that line of thinking and decided to pick Chimchar. And then proceeded to only use Chimchar, and I really do mean only use Chimchar. I did catch some other Pokemon, but it was the standard, like, child team. Your over-leveled starter, everything else is, like, way below leveled and caught in, like, the first 2 routes. So I had, like, a level 5 Bidoof, a level 4 Shinx or some shit. Probably level 6 Kricketot or something. Stuff like that, essentially. It was that standard childhood team. It probably would have featured the legendary as well if I managed to make it that far and allow me to get to that point. So I chose Chimchar as my starter, and honestly, it kind of hooked me how powerful he was. I really was just shutting my brain off for the entire game because Chimchar, eventually evolving into a Monferno, was just such a powerful Pokemon. But things like Flame Charge, Mach Punch, it evolved at level 14, so the fact that the first gym was Rock wasn't even an issue. Especially when Mach Punch was a priority, had Stab. It just decimated most of his team, most of Rourke's team. And then the second one is Gardenia, which that's just easy in of itself. Especially when one of her Pokemon is meant to set up Sunny Day, which just makes it even easier to Fire Sweep. So yeah, I got kind of hooked on my little monkey, my little fire monkey. I got past the first 2 gyms, no problem. The only thing I got walled off by in terms of any trainers was a random trainer on, I think it was Route 204, I don't remember exactly, but it was basically right above the city Rourke's gym was in. And before you enter the cave, it was a hiker trainer, and the reason why it was walled off was because that hiker trainer had a Bronzor. And that bronze orb you confused rate, and that kind of just logged me out because I kept hitting myself in confusion. I got very unlucky, and young me got very, very frustrated. So I kind of stopped playing the game, and for some reason afterwards I lost the game. I don't know how. I remember playing it, I remember showing off my account to my little cousin in the basement because her uncle lived there at the time and she would occasionally visit, so we would play DS games together. She showed off her profile, I showed off my Diamond profile. And for some reason, sometime after that, I lost my copy of Diamond. And even though, like, young me put the pieces together, like, okay, like, last time I remember having it, it was in the basement, and now it's gone, like, the next day, so it must be in the basement in that room, yes? Except I scoured all over that room, like, top to bottom, even asking my family to help me essentially flip the room upside down if needed. And then even search the rest of the basements, even search other parts of the house just in case it randomly teleported somewhere. I could never find it. That's just kind of like a weird tradition in my house where just like things just get lost so randomly. I lost my DS twice in that house as well, and similarly to my copy of Diamond, it just felt so random in the way it disappeared. It just disappeared, and no matter where we looked, it was just magically gone. Oh no, it's fine. This was like well over 10 years ago. But like, yeah, that kind of really sucked at the time. But eventually my DS was found though. But my copy of Diamond it never was. Same case with my I love this game. Anyways, please just okay. Thank you. Don't know what the fuck that was on about. But anyways, so while my DS was found, my copy of Diamond never was. Neither was my copy of The Legend of Zelda Phantom Hourglass and one other game I can't remember off the top of my head. So it really sucks because I missed those games. But that being said, the time I had with Diamond was a lot of fun. And that's kind of where it wasn't necessarily a bias for fire types yet, but that was kind of like the spark to it. We're kind of building up to that bias. And despite how much I enjoyed Diamond, I didn't play Pokemon for a while after that. I got my 3DS in Christmas of 2012. And for that, at least eventually, I saw that Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire had come out. Those were the most recent Pokemon games coming out at the time. I saw Pokemon X and Y, and they looked really interesting, and there was a lot of hype built around them. But I never ended up getting them. I don't know why, I just didn't feel like it. I thought Delphox was really cool, though. When I saw the fully evolved Firestarter, I thought Delphox was really cool. But that's all I really thought about it. I never really watched a playthrough of X or Y, and I never played the game myself for a while. But for some random reason, when specifically Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire came out, however, I decided, hey, I had a lot of fun with playing the Pokemon Diamond on my DS Lite. Let me kind of relive that fun I had and maybe do better this time, because now I know better, because now I'm older and I know better than to fucking only use my starter, and that was a prick, goddamn. Oh no, he's gonna, oh no. I need to kill him now. Oh, and I got the lucky burn again. So I figured I had my fun with Pokemon, let me relive that fun magic I had. But this time, do better. And do better I did. So I got Alpha Sapphire for my 3DS, and I still have the original copy too, just not the original profile, because I deleted that to start a new playthrough. But anyways. Sorry, my brain's just starting to fart. Ooh, these are really nice though. Getting the berries from these is really nice too, in case I need these. Don't know when I would though, but anyways. So I got Alpha Sapphire for my 3DS, and I still have it to this day. I thankfully didn't lose it like my copy of Diamond. And I chose Torchic as my starter. I'm trying to remember my reason why, though. Probably because I just had so much fun with Chimchar as my starter that Fire starters were still the most appealing to me, even if the Fire-type bias hadn't been in full force yet. So I decided on Torchic as my starter. I caught some early route Pokemon again, but this time I actually went out of my way to train them. So my team wasn't horrendously balanced. All the off chance Blaziken got confused Confused Ray walled. Oh my god, I'm sorry. My team is much more balanced, and it probably helped that the game literally gives you a free Latias. So I also had that carrying me. But it wasn't even Latias that was carrying me the most. What really carried me was Mega Blaziken, because they also just eventually give you Mega Evolution. It was in Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, and I believe right before Gym 6 is when Steven gives you the ability to Mega Evolve, and also gives you the stone of whatever starter you picked. So I was able to have Mega Blaziken for the rest of the game, and honestly, that probably is what really fueled my Fire-type bias. Chimchar in Original Diamond was the spark, but then Mega Blaziken was the gasoline. Because a god-fucking-damn Mega Blaziken was busted. It had its hidden ability, Speed Boost. You know how stupid that is? And just like in any form of context, but especially when you're just a stupid little kid who doesn't know what to do and you just get free stacks of speed. Not to mention just how powerful it was. And access to such strong moves. So very strong fire stab, very strong fighting stab, and then like good amounts of coverage. Blaziken knows a few rock moves. I know it knows some flying moves like Aerialist and I think Brave Bird. Yeah, Brave Bird. And you know, it knows other good moves like Sword. It can learn other good moves like Sword Dance and shit, but you know, young me, if it doesn't do damage, it doesn't matter. But that kind of mentality was great with Blaziken, because Blaziken had just such strong damage with its Mega Evolution, with its Speed Boost. Not to mention Steven using Steel types, because that's who you fought, since this wasn't Emerald, this was based off Ruby and Sapphire. So you fought Steven at the end. Not to mention he was just good for like a lot of the game as well. With like, say for example, Archie's Ace, Sharpedo, well, at least his old Ace was Sharpedo, being part dark, and then Mega Gyarados being part dark. Fighting could wall that off. So yeah, just how like sweepable and stupidly strong Mega Blaziken was, that was really started setting in that bias for fire types in me. Like, it didn't fully evolve until get it evolved. Anyways, it wasn't fully evolved yet into the bias that I have now, but that definitely did start the stepping stone to reach that point, how strong Mega Blaziken was in Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire. From there, even though I had my fun with the game and actually beat the game this time, I still had another period of pause from playing Pokemon. Just because there was other things to play at the time. And I guess I just didn't feel like playing Pokemon anymore. Even though I had a lot of fun playing through it. Like, fun enough to the point where I actively, like, cared about berry farming. I've never cared, even with how much I play Pokemon now, I never cared about berry farming. But back in my original Alpha Sapphire playthrough, I actually would actively check on the berries and like plant new berries and water them. Like, damn. But yeah, I had my fun with that, but I don't know. I just had another long pause of Pokemon, and it wasn't until a few years ago when me and a lot of friends got Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl when that just came out. So I thought, why not? So similar thinking to when I got Alpha Sapphire, I had my fun with Pokemon, I had my joy with Pokemon, so let's get this bread, gentlemen. And I was already playing Pokemon Unite at that point, I believe, as well, in which I started maining Cinderace, because similar case to X and Y, I didn't play Gen 8 at the time. I actually did have a copy of Gen 8, though. I had my own copy of Sword already, but I wasn't playing it. Probably just because I had other things to play at the time, but I knew that at some point I would want to play Pokemon Sword, so I did have the game and got the game, and of course chose Scorbunny as my starter. Just because at that point I wasn't going to break my tradition of picking the fire starters. And also just because of the Gen 8 starter, Scorbunny was the most appealing to me. Yeah, there was memes about it having the most corn, and that's still true right now. But Scorbunny was the most appealing to me. I was already becoming a fan of fire types at that point, and sorry, I'm trying to think of words. Talking a lot while doing things just kind of halts my thinking. Oh, let me get my thoughts together. I'm sorry. Today is being very lax, so that also means I'm being very stupid. I may also think, let me do Disarming Voice for this. On the off chance that's better than Flamethrower spamming for this. But anyways, what was I saying? Fuck! Yeah, my fire-type bias was already kind of developing at that point, so I chose Scorbunny, and because Scorbunny looked the most appealing of the three to me, it looked the most fun, most energetic, most, like, expressive to me. And it was just a fun little, like, guy who liked to run and kick things. But I didn't play much at the time. Like, I don't even think I got past the tutorial routes yet. Oh, I was playing too much ahead. This shit's a 1-star. I shouldn't have planned that much. But I did have Sword at the time, but I didn't play it much. Then I started playing Pokemon Unite around 2019, I believe, was when it came out. Because friends were getting into it. So I was slowly convinced into trying it myself as well, since I was playing a lot of team-based games with them at the time. So I figured Pokemon Unite would also be a game like that for us. And I already knew Cinderace's design, and I already liked Cinderace at that point, because Cinderace looked like a very fun Pokemon to me. So I was kind of already biased for them, which that kind of also fueled my bias in a subtle sense. How cool the designs were to me, and like just either how cool they looked to me, or how cute the three Evos looked. So even in games that I didn't play, but even games that I didn't play or didn't play yet, like X and Y or Sword and Shield, I was still fascinated by the starters in those and would have picked those when I get around to playing those, which obviously I did. I picked Scorbunny as my starter for Gen 8 like 3 times. And then for Delphox, not only did I pick Fennekin as my starter, but I actively went out of my way to shiny hunt it. But more into that a bit later when I get into the full force of my fire buys. So it was kind of developing at that point, and I was kind of into Pokemon, but like it wasn't a big Pokemon craze just yet. It wasn't until my friends got Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl, and I decided to get it too to play with them, that the kind of my love for Pokemon kind of came in full force. I was kind of reliving the magic that I had in the original Diamond. Of course, I picked Chimchar as my starter because that's what I did for my original playthrough, and I wanted to relive that, and also because my appeal for fire types was growing at that point with how many fire starters I picked and just how cool the designs were to me and how strong fire as a typing was to me, and also how brain dead it was for someone like me, since I only cared about damage, and you know, fire is a very good type for damage. That's what it's good for. So you know, kind of a match made in heaven there. But Brilliant Diamond, which was the version that I got, was what really like set my Pokemon craze into full force, because I just had so much fun going through the game again, building my team of Pokemon that I liked, and just having a lot of like relaxing fun with it, enjoying bonding with the Pokemon. It especially helped that Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl had the like had friendship mechanics. So when your Pokemon loved you enough, it would actively start doing extra things for you, like critting more often, shaking off status conditions free for you, or even better, and my personal favorite that I didn't learn about until it happened with Lavany, and he ended up clutching up to the 4th gym. Sometimes they'll have a focus band effect, where there's a chance they'll live at 1 HP from an attack that would normally kill them. And it says they do so you wouldn't feel sad. Shit like that especially helped me get back into Pokemon and just have a lot of fun bonding with shit. So I was kind of playing a lot more Pokemon at that point, including going back to playing Sword, playing more Pokemon Unite, and of course, playing through a lot of Brilliant Diamond. At that point, I was basically a full Pokemon fan, and a lot of my fire bias grew at that point from picking Chimchar as my starter and only using him in my first playthrough of Diamond, from how strong and effective Blaziken, and especially Mega Blaziken, was. Just from how cool and appealing the designs were to me, even from the games that I hadn't played yet. And then going through the Diamond experience again with Brilliant Diamond, it not only helped grow my appeal for playing Pokemon, just like the franchise as a whole, but also my appeal for the fire typing. It was more than just, childish thinking of, always pick the fire starter because it's the coolest. It kind of just grew to always picking them because they were my favorites. Because fire was such a good type offensively, because the designs were so appealing and cool, because... yeah, that's basically it. Because they were so strong, too. I'm hardly thinking right now, so apologies for the long pauses and repeating myself and struggling to find words. I'm not good at talking. But you know, that's what we're trying to work on, folks. But anyways, so my fire type bias was basically in full force at this point, as well as my love of Pokemon, but it was around going back and playing Pokemon Sword where I decided to like full-on embrace it. Cause yeah, I had my fire type bias, but it was just there. Pokemon Sword, going back and playing that, now that I was a huge Pokemon fan, now that I enjoyed playing through the games and catching Pokemon and bonding with my team and finding my team members of Pokemon that I liked, I wanted to go back and play other games, and since I already had my copy of Pokemon Sword, as I already established, I decided to go back and play that, and for that game was when my fire bias kind of went in full force. I fully decided to embrace it and like wear it like a badge of honor. Because for that game in particular, it wasn't just building a team, but building a specifically all-fire-type team. Starting with, obviously, picking Scorbunny as my starter. Again, I decided to make a new playthrough because there was literally no progress on my first playthrough, so might as well start fresh. So I started a new playthrough, picked Scorbunny as my starter again, because of course I would. Caught a Ninetales, not a Ninetales, not a Ninetales, caught a Vulpix in the early routes because I saw one. Like in the wild area, and Sword specifically, it's like literally in the beginning portions of the wild area. Like all the way from the rolling fields to right in front of Motostoke. depending on the weather condition, well, in most weather conditions, honestly, the Vulpixes spawn there. So I grabbed one because I was exploring a lot of the wild area. I found a free Firestone, so I immediately had a Ninetales. And because I was also kind of breaking the game, I also immediately had a Cinderace. Let's go into that. I looked into a lot of what I wanted my Fire-type team to be. It wasn't just, oh, I'm going to go here and I'm going to make an all-Fire-type team. We'll figure it out as we go along. No, I actively, like, did research before playing Pokemon Sword to see what I would want. And also looking into it to make sure I could get these Pokemon, or how I can get these Pokemon. Oh, let me talk to him real quick. Oh, I think I already got stuff from him. Oh well, at least it's good to rest. And good to talk to Rockruff. One of the only non-fire types I'm biased for. But I'll get into that a bit later. Right now, I'm talking about the fire bias. So I actively did research on who I wanted my team members to be, and making sure to know where they are, where I could find them and shit like that. So through a lot of research and a lot of consideration, I picked Scorbunny as my starter, obviously. I found a Ninetales, I found a Vulpix in the very early areas of the wild area, and then with the free Firestone, immediately evolved it into a straight-up Ninetales. I can make that jump. Yep. And then from there was when my research kind of went into full force. Those things I've easily figured out on my own through just like the memories of my first playthrough of the game. So I already knew about those two. As for the rest of my research, I started cooking from there. Once you get access to the wild area for the first time, you also get access to the 2 DLC areas immediately if you have the DLC, which I did. So I went through that a bit. Well, I went through the cutscene needed to get access to both areas of catching the Galarian Slowpoke and shit like that. And then I got access to the area that I needed, which was the Crown Tundra area. And what I did there is I intentionally lost the fight because you're fighting against a level 17, while I'm currently like still a Scorbunny. So yeah, I kind of got washed there, but it's not a required fight. You can continue and get access to the rest of the Crown Tundra place, even if you lose that fight. Sorry, just stopped thinking for a second. That happens sometimes. I was also just looking at the rewards because I'm kind of gauging how ready we are. I think I'll grind a bit more while I go over the story, and when I'm done with this story, I'll think about how good we are. Because if I grind for most of this, I'm trying to be okay with that, because the plan is to sweep for the rest of the next stream. But anyways, after intentionally losing the fight against Peony in front of the Crown Tundra area, I get access to it, and then I get access to Dynamax Adventures, which is what I needed, because what I wanted one of my party members to be was Blaziken. And the only way to get Blaziken, or any of the Gen 3 starters for that matter, is Dynamax Adventures. There's a small chance that during your Dynamax Adventure, there will be either a Combusken or Blaziken. It took a long while, and eventually I just started doing Dynamax Adventures for fun with friends. But eventually during one of our Dynamax Adventures, there was a run that had both a Blaziken and a Combusken, and I decided to catch the Combusken just so I can evolve it and, you know, have a bit of a friend with me. In hindsight, I should have picked the Blaziken though, because that one had the hidden ability. Meanwhile, Combusken only had Blaze, but you know what? It's whatever. I don't care that much. And they were level 65 and 70, and that's very busted per Pokemon Sword, because things caught in Dynamax Adventures, they obey you, because it's considered caught by you. So level cap things that are normally applied to training Pokemon don't apply to things taught from Dynamax Eventers. So you could catch a level 65 Pokemon or a level 70 Legendary, and it will fully obey you for the entirety of the game. And Lord knows I have used that in my most recent playthrough of Pokemon Sword to get the Shiny Charm. But anyways, eventually, I got blessed up enough and finally found a Combuskin, raised it into a Blaziken, and that was my third team ever. Next one was Flareon, and I already looked into it. I knew Eevee spawned on Route 4, but they're rare, so that took a while. Oh, this dude had Flash Fire. Good thing my team carried me. Oh, shit. Anyways. Next up was Flareon. That was one I could get. Eevee spawned on Route 4. It took a while, but I eventually did get one. And then the process of getting a second Firestone, because I would have needed 3 for the entirety of my playthrough, or at least for my team, because I wanted 3 Firestone evolutions on my team, which were Ninetales, Flareon, and Arcanine. So, the process of getting another Firestone was very, very, very painful, because there was only the single free Firestone in the first wild area. I think there's another free Firestone in one of the DLC areas, but I don't remember where. There's also a free Firestone, or a chance to get free Firestones in the Lake of Outrage, but I didn't have access to swim yet. I didn't even go to the first gym yet, because I was being Peter Griffin going, but I want it now! So, because I wanted it now, there was only one method to get a Firestone now, and that was through the Digging Bros. Both of them had a chance to dig up a Firestone, but it seemed like the Stamina Bro had the higher chances. However, 1, it was a pretty low chance, and 2, I hate the Stamina Bro. The point of the Stamina, there's 2 Digging Bros, and they dig up random shit for you. It could be evolution stones, it could be sellable items, it could be fossils for the 4 kinds of fossil Pokemon in the game. Shit like that. But God, I hate the Digging Bro. Mainly Stamina Bro, because there's 2 Digging Bros, and Skilled and Stamina, both with their own gimmick. The Skilled Bro's gimmick is that he can dig up more rare stuff, or different stuff that the other one can't, but he digs up less, because he doesn't have as much stamina. Whereas the Stamina Bro digs up more general items, but digs up more. That's his gimmick. But that gimmick is absolute bullshit, and a goddamn lie, because so many attempts where he only dug up like 1 or 2 things, and then said, phew, oh man, I'm all tired out, huh? Absolute fucking bullshit-ass liar. And I got that more times than I got him to actually dig up lots of stuff. When I used the Skill Bro in my most recent playthrough of Pokemon Sword to get fossils, I had a lot of runs where he dug up more than Stamina Bro often did. I've had runs of Skill Bro where he dug up like 7 or 8 items, and that wasn't a very rare thing. That happened pretty often. Fuck, man. But I stay hating the Digging Bro, but anyways, he was my only chance to get a second Firestone right then and there, and I wanted it now, because I wanted to build my team as much as possible in my current limited condition. I was just petty like that, and team building was always my favorite part of Pokemon, and it still is. Aside from Pokemon themselves. But anyways, I dealt with Stamina Bro a lot. And I mean, I should change this to... Well, first off, put it to sleep. Because it's going to take a while, because the disarming voices, what? What do you mean it failed? Oh, I think Indeed has an ability. Or whatever. I don't care. Anyways. I dealt with Digging Bro a lot. Grinding a bunch of Dynamax raids. I almost said Tera raids out of instinct, but no. This is Gen 8, so Dynamax. And I didn't know at the time that you could reset the raids by turning the clock over to the next day and then just grabbing the watts from the places, and that's it. I also just wanted to grind a bunch to break the game anyway, because EXP Candy was made the game so breakable. I literally had a Cinderace before, a fully evolved Cinderace before Gym 1. But I didn't know that, so I grinded all these raids over and over again, getting a bunch of resets and a lot of watts, and then talking to Stamina Bro and running out so many times. I think there was like multiple occasions where I had thousands of watts, headed to digging, headed to Stamina Bro, dug a bunch of shit, not one Firestone. And it was goddamn dreadful. For the longest time, somehow not even a single Firestone. Eventually I got one, but god, that was such a painful grind. And I'm never going to forgive him for that. But I did get my Firestone, evolved my Eevee into a Flareon immediately, and that was my 4th team member. Then for team member number 5, that was when the game walked me off, and I had to actually make progress with the game. Because my next team member in mind was Salandit, and in the later portions of the wild area, the ones near the nursery that's there, I believe it's not Dusty Bowl, whatever's next to it, Giant's Mirror, I think it is. Salandits can spawn there. And literally, like, it didn't take much. It didn't take many tries, despite the low female chance. I got a female Salandit second try, but it was like level 30-something. And me having 0 badges, 0 bitches. Obviously, the game slapped my hand at that point and said, cut that shit out. So I kind of had to stop there. But I had 4 out of my 6 team members already. I already had a fully evolved Cinderace because of all my grinding. I had a fully evolved Ninetales thanks to the free Firestone in the wild area. I had a Blaziken because it didn't take that much candy to get 1 level up on Combuskin and then get it into a Blaziken. And then I had my Flareon because I spent so much damn time grinding for 1 more Firestone. But then it was when I tried to get Salazzle on my team that the game actively told me to fucking stop and play the game. So I said, fine, listened to it, and, you know, actually started, like sweeping through the game because I had a fully obedient level 66 Blaziken on me, not to mention a fully evolved Cinderace because of all the grinding I did. So I just absolutely sweeped through that. Eventually, once I made enough progress in the game itself, I didn't care about any other Pokemon. I wasn't focused on completing the Pokédex or catching other Pokemon. I just wanted my team members and to bond with them. So I just swept through the game. And eventually, when I was able to, caught a Salandit in the Isle of Armor area because they weren't spawning anymore in the main wild area, in the Giant's Mirror, because it was a different weather condition, and at the time, I tried to keep the playthrough pure, but as pure as I could, so I didn't want to do time jumping shit, because I was morally against that at the time. So, Salandits weren't spawning there anywhere, but thankfully they were spawning in the Isle of Armor at the time, so I caught one there. It was like a level 15. Eventually I found a female. And, you know, there's my Salazzle. And now for my last team member, Growlithe, that was when I threw my morals away. I'm giving up my humanity JoJo because really, the way you get an Arcanine, or a Growlithe specifically, is a very rare chance because of the version I'm playing. It's not straight up version exclusive, but if you're playing Pokemon Sword, Vulpix is much more common than Growlithe, and the same and the vice versa case for if you're playing Pokemon Shield. So because of my case, Growlithe was very rare and only spawned in the Dusty Bowl during intense sunlight, which wasn't the case. I waited a day after day after day, and while talking with a friend, I was convinced. Do you mind? Hey, Florida. Right, my name is Florida. Apparently this desert is home to the quaking Earth Titan. Speaking of which, the ground's been shaking on and, making me feel a bit sick. Sorry, I'm just gonna sit down and rest a little before I get back to Titan hunting. Wow. Bro's taking a nap while I have to fight. No, okay, whatever. I'm not fighting that Titan anyway. I do, however, want these raids close by without triggering the Titan. Actually, there's a bunch over here, so let me go over here. Anyways, I waited day after day, and after talking with a friend, I was eventually convinced that I might as well just throw away my morals because, one, there's not really a point to keeping them in the first place. Like, what do I gain from being against time shifting with my Nintendo Switch clock? What do I really gain from being against that? And also because if I didn't do it, who knows how long I would be waiting for a Growlithe. Because waiting for a natural, intense sun to happen, and specifically a Dusty Bowl, is very rare. So with my friend's help, because he knew the dates to force specific weather conditions in all the areas, I made it intense sun and got my Growlithe immediately, and then immediately evolved it into an Arcanine. Because in that point in the game I had access to easy Firestones, either because my friend traded it to me because he was nice like that, or because of Lake of Outrage and I just grabbed one from there. So that was my last member, my Arcanine. So that entire process and playthrough was when I started to fully embrace my fire bias. It was already established at that point. I was already biased for fire types because of everything else I explained before my playthrough Sword. But it was Pokemon Sword where I started to like fully like show it off and embrace it. And that was honestly a lot of fun to me, and it feels nice to have that kind of bias because, you know, fire types are very special to me. From there, I picked the fire starter for every game I played afterwards. Obviously, I picked Fuecoco for this game. I picked Cyndaquil for Legend Arceus. And during, well, I'm kind of still in it, but, you know, in my Pokemon craze, when I went back to play other games, because I missed out on a lot of Pokemon games because I wasn't frequently playing them. So I missed out on a lot of generations and games. Going back and doing a lot of those, I also picked the fire starters for those. I went back and played X and Y, and, you know, let's go over that. For that one, because Delphox was my favorite Pokemon, and still is my favorite Pokemon, period. So for my playthrough of X, when I got that game, not only did I want Delphox, I wanted a shiny Delphox, because I figured I might as well give that kind of special treatment to my favorite Pokemon, period. So, I wasn't just gonna like breed for one or something, like Masuda breeded or something. I didn't know what Masuda breeding was yet, so of course I wasn't gonna do that. Because I wasn't super into shiny hunting yet. But I didn't want to just breed for one or something. I wanted it to specifically be my starter and to go on a journey with this starter, with my favorite Pokemon, with a fire type. So I went about doing that. It took months, many nights of resetting that cutscene in Pokemon X, of talking to your dog shit rivals, except for Serena, picking your starter, which, by the way, mashing A automatically defaults to Fennekin, so you know that's nice and says something to me. Checking the menu to see if it's shiny, and then soft resetting over and over and over again, over the span of months, putting something on her laptop while I did this, so that I wasn't going completely brain dead during it, and had something to entertain me while I did this. And it was kind of a relaxing experience, just sitting back in bed or sitting back in my chair, letting the cutscene play out while I watched something else. I watched a lot of SpongeBob. I think I got through almost 3 seasons, and then I watched Total Drama Island because the entire thing is on YouTube in 4K. I watched other things too, but it was general YouTube video stuff of YouTubers that I watch. But that process took many attempts and many months, and I even have the exact number jotted down too to remember this experience. It took exactly 2,421 resets to get me a shiny Fennekin. There might have been some miscounting in there. Maybe I missed one. Maybe I counted one as 2. So maybe it's not the exact number, but that's the exact number I have jotted down. 2,421. And when that happened, God, that's probably the spark for my love of shiny hunting, to be honest. Because that and Legends Arceus, but I'll get into that maybe another time, maybe in this stream. We'll see. But anyways, it finally happened while I was watching Season 3 of SpongeBob at 3 a.m. I had my laptop hooked up to the TV and was just watching it through there. And I was very, not tired, but a weird kind of tired. The kind of tired where you're not gonna fall asleep, but the kind of tired where you're just not thinking anymore, if that kind of makes sense. I was tired, but not I'm gonna fall asleep tired. So when it eventually happened, that just gave me a huge adrenaline rush. I'm ignoring that state. I don't need these 4 Pokemon again. Ooh, 2 Quick Balls. I can't wait to never use those. I was legitimately excited for a second because my love for Pokédex completion really likes Quick Balls, but I'm obviously not catching Pokemon in this file because it's only about Fuecoco. But anyways, what part of the story was I at? Right. I finally got my shiny Fennekin. Played through the story of that after I finally got it, and after showing it off to my friends too, because I was very excited, and after saving my game 20 times just to make damn sure that I kept that Fennekin, and I did. It's the very Fennekin that eventually evolved into a Delphox that I used for my Pokemon Home update videos, not video streams. It's a level. It's a 3-star, so I kinda... So disarming voice isn't gonna help. And might as well bring back Protect. Sunny Day, Flamethrower, and Yawn should be enough. But maybe Protect just in case I want extra turns of Leftovers Recovery, so I don't waste my cheers. But I've actually played through the game, and I showed off some more Fire Bias in that by picking Charmander. When you eventually get to Professor Sycamore, you beat him, and then you get the choice of one of the Kanto starters, and obviously I picked Charmander because my Fire Bias was in full swing at that point. What else? Also had a Talonflame on my team because Talonflame was very fun and cool to me. Oh, Slay Rush? Oh, that's gonna be cool. That's gonna be cool. Oh, someone put up my defense first, thank you. But anyways, I'm losing track of my words. Actually, I think that's all I have to say about particularly my X playthrough. Really, the bulk of it was just wanting to get that shiny Fennekin on my journey, and I eventually did, and eventually evolved it into a Delphox and all of that. And sweep the champion with it, because it was at level 100, because grinding And specifically, Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire is busted, but that doesn't really matter now. But yeah, that's basically the gist of my story. Did I go over my mains of Pokemon Unite? I always briefly mentioned them. But I basically main all of the fire types in that. Delphox is Cinderace. I went over like the beginning of Pokemon Unite. You know, how I became a Cinderace main, but that's about it. In terms of Pokemon Unite, I further embraced my fire bias. Pokemon Unite was kind of the start of how I embraced my fire bias in other ways. For starters, my mains in that game. Cinderace was my main for day one until Delphox came out and I made them my main, period. But even then, I still use Cinderace a lot and consider them one of my best characters. And also my best jungler. My main all-rounder is Charizard, and I plan to switch out to Blaziken when they come out in July. Very excited for that. Wait, is it July? No, that's never mind, that's Inteleon. Blaziken's coming out in August. I want to switch my main to that because I love Blaziken and they look a lot of fun from what I've seen from El Chico Eevee. And then my main speedster is Talonflame. And I did use Chandelure quite a bit. I don't main them, and I want to use them more, but you know, I do have Chandelure too. I'm hoping for a fire type defender and a fire type supporter, so that I can have one in each role. But Pokemon Unite and also Pokemon Sword were also the start of showing my fire bias in other ways, such as my trainer outfit. My trainer outfit in Pokemon Unite, at many points having very fire-type themes to it, either using the Cinderace set, the Delphox set, the Talonflame set, or using a mix of the three to show off all of them at once. And then having a bunch of like fire-type hats, like the Charizard hat, Delphox hat, the Pumpkin Cinderace hat, shit like that. From there, in Pokemon Sword, I eventually got the fire uniform from beating Kabu, the fire-type gym leader, who's gym number 3. And then I rocked that outfit for the rest of the game. Even going as far as to make my... You're allowed to select your gym number, and then it's a max of 3 numbers. A lot of people took that opportunity to make it funny, like 69, 420, you know, shit like that. I made mine's 451 as a reference to Fahrenheit 451. I figured it'd be a little cute because, you know, haha, book about burning books, and I'm a fire type user. Yeah. So yeah, I think that's basically the entire story, or at least like most of it. I can still go over Pokemon Scarlet. How I shiny hunted a lot in this game, especially for the fire types, which I showed off in my Pokemon Home update and explained in there. But I already explained my journey to get all the shinies in that, and you can already kind of reason in your head why I would do that, because, well, I think I explained it there too, but also because, well, I'm very biased for fire types, and now I have a bucket list of trying to get every fire type in existence. And plus, I kind of want to save telling that story again for when I go over my whole journey of shiny hunting, because I did go over my whole journey of shiny hunting, and specifically Pokemon Scarlet, and what Pokemon I hunted and why I wanted to hunt them. Well, my simple reason why being I like them. My appeal of shiny hunting, that being, I love these Pokemon, so of course I'm going to love a very rare version of them, and shiny hunting is a very dopamine-inducing experience. Like, the high I get from finally getting a shiny is easily what keeps me going in this. Also, just, like, seeing them, possibly using them. I like Pokemon, so having very rare different colored versions of these is also very appealing to me. But that's a story for another time when I go over my history of shiny hunting in other games, like Pokemon Legends Arceus, and eventually when I get around to shiny hunting in Pokemon Sword, because now my bias is going so far that I have a bucket, and because of how easy it was to shiny hunt a lot in this game, I now have a bucket list idea of wanting to shiny hunt every single fire type that has existed. Pure fire types. I'm not gonna shiny hunt shit like Sail Valley or Arceus or Cast Form, just because they have different forms and one of them happens to be a fire type. Same thing for like Primal Groudon. Like, fuck that. I'm just gonna be going for pure fire types. Ones that were Substitute, that's really good. Ones that were made as fire types meant to be fire types. Regional forms count towards this as well, though, so I'm gonna eventually need a shiny Alolan Marowak. And, what's another regional form that became a fire type? I feel like it was another example, but I can't immediately remember. Well, it wasn't that they were made into a fire type, but it's a regional form for a fire type. That also meant getting Hisuian Typhlosion and Hisuian Arcanine as separate shinies, which I did get. But yeah, that's basically the entire history of why I became so biased and grew such a strong love for fire types, and why I'm gonna keep loving fire types. Kind of the history behind that, some history behind my history of Pokemon as well. Since the history of my bias for fire types is also basically my history with Pokemon. Quite literally. Now then, allow my brain to recover from all that talking. Is that a raid over there, or is that just... There's one over here, might as well go do this one. I'll go do this raid, then I'll see how we're looking in terms of Pokemon. Like I mentioned before, 90 to 95% of my favorite Pokemon are all fire types, but there are a lot of Pokemon out there that I still like that aren't fire types, like Lucario, Lopunny, Roserade, all the other evolutions that aren't Flareon. Let me think, who else? Rockruff and all three forms of Lycanroc. Who else? Some other like minor examples like Furret, Wooloo, shit like that. So I do like Pokemon that aren't fire types. It's just that 90 to 95% of them are fire types. But yeah, that was a fun talk, and I'll probably make like a dedicated video about it one day, but it was nice to talk about here and now. I'll definitely make a dedicated video about it though, as well as my love of shiny hunting and Pokemon in general, even though I'll probably cover that in my fire video, since my love of shiny hunting and my love of Pokemon as a whole connects a lot to fire types, which is probably another reason why I'm so biased for them. But yeah, so it's why I'm biased for fire types, why I like using them, why fire is my favorite typing, and why I'm doing what I'm doing right now, which is using only fire types. Since I plan to do two kinds of playthroughs through all of the main generational games, that being playing through them with only the fire starter, and then doing hardcore Nuzlocke of all of them using only fire types. That one is gonna be much later in the future though, because I suck at Pokemon and don't feel like challenging myself just yet. So I'm gonna be focusing on the starter onlys first. So after this one, I'll probably do like Cyndaquil next and Legends Arceus. But on the topic of these playthroughs, let's see how we're looking in terms of stuff. We got a lot of berries out of these, which will probably be helpful if I want to use these instead. Any citrus berries? No? Wow. But we did get a lot of stuff like this. We got a calcium, which I saw, which I want to use. Use that. A lot of... Oh my god, that's a lot of Spec Attack feathers. Use that. Use the 2 defenses. Speed is good. Other form of defense is good, since if I'm gonna be slow as fuck anyway. And HP is good. These are kind of useless, but... oh well. I got the Cobra Cloak though, tricking eyes and protecting it from additional effects of it. Eh. Look at how garbage our shards are though. Even after all of that grinding, the most we have is like 4 for flying and 4 for fairy. Sure, like... okay, let's assume that I hard focused on a type, because I really want to change my Tera type. So let's say I only did flying raids, so that I could later, like, have an easier time dealing with Rika from the Elite Four. Heat Wave, ooh. Power 95? Honestly, I might use this instead of Flamethrower. That's a... It's gonna miss sometimes. Maybe the extra 5 power isn't worth it, because, like, what, Flamethrower's, like, what, 90? Not that. Or is it 80, because... no, it's 90. Yeah, the extra 5 power isn't worth it. Flamethrower is just such a good move. Which, you know, going back a bit is another reason why I loved Infernape so much. It's because they were mixed attackers, so I could take advantage of both Flamethrower and, like, close combat, which that was huge to me. I just actually shut my brain off, especially when you get the ability to get Flamethrower so early. It's like, what, right before... it's like, what, in the town where the fighting type gym leader is in, which is like gym number 3 if you're playing original Diamond and Pearl, which I was in the case of Brilliant Diamond. So I had that so early, and that's so good. Fire type is just such a good move, type offensively to me. There's only 4 types that resist it, no immunities whatsoever, so you never have to worry about straight up doing no damage unless the Pokemon has Flash Fire, which, on that note, the 4 types that do resist it are types that... most of them are types you don't want to throw a fire type at anyway, which are rock types, okay, don't want to throw a fire type at that anyway. Water types, okay, I don't want to throw a fire type at that anyway. Other fire types, I don't want to do that anyways, unless my Pokemon has a move that counters them, like how Arcanine can learn Bulldoze. Infernape can also learn Bulldoze and straight up Earthquake, which that's also huge to me. So yeah, rock types, water types, fire types. I don't really want to be throwing a fire type at any of those anyway, so those resistances don't matter that much to me, you know, except in this game specifically because Terastallizing exists. Oh my god, I don't... the only one that throws me off is Dragon Resisting, which makes sense to me, but like... yeah, that's the only one that would, like, throw me off. So, the resistances I don't mind too much. And it's super effective against 4 types, one of them being the best types in the game for, like, the longest time now. That being Steel types. Steel type has always been one of, if not the best type, and I think it's currently the best type in this game, especially defensively because of Terastallizing. So if your Pokemon has Tera Steel, they're, like, pretty set defensively because Steel has so many resistances. It resists like half of all the types in the game. Not Fire though. Fire is super effective against it. Fire is also super effective against 4 types as a whole, those being Steel, Grass, Bug, and Ice. So 4 super effectiveness, only 4 resistances, and then neutral to everything else, which is still good because Fire is a very good type damage-wise. Yeah, I like that a lot for when I want to shut my brain off. On top of that, fire types also have resistance to fairy, so they also deal with another one of the best types in the series. So, you know, that's neat. But anyways, enough about my bias. Let's just clear that out, and let's see how we're looking. Oh, right. We need a... We need a Ditto. We need a Ditto for preparation, because for Rhyme. Rhyme is a doubles gym. I doubt they would let me put Go in with a single Pokemon. You know, let's try it. Let's go there right now. Let's go there right now and see if they'll let me. Because I never tested if they let you, and I've never seen you get denied. I just assumed that's the case because other games deny you. Other recent games too, like Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, Tate and Liza, and any of the Gen 3 games. Shit like that. If you're in a doubles battle and you don't have two Pokemon of your own, you're just denied the battle. This also applies to like trainers. If it's a doubles battle, like trainer fight, they just ignore you now because you don't have two Pokemon. So I'm just assuming that's the case here. If I don't have two Pokemon, they just tell me to fuck off until I do. But you know, let's test it. If they let me, I'd say let's fucking do it. Let's just save right beforehand, just in case. I just want to test to see if it is, then we reset. If it does allow me to. Oh, that's kind of cool. I just noticed these look like Lampins. Since, you know, this is a ghost type gym. But I'm gonna assume they're gonna reject me, so we're gonna need a Ditto. Oh no. Not even 1/10 of the trainers who take on the gyms get this far, you know? Please don't, please don't, please don't, please don't. But I'm not surprised that you made it. I just knew there was a reason you caught my eye, aside from the fact that you're grooming me into being a rival. Thanks. Oh, please, I should be the one thanking you. Anyways, I bet you could use a little warm-up before taking on the gym. Oh my god. Let me have a chance. No! Fuck you. I'm at minimum gonna put Seed Bomb on Fuecoco. Fuck you. Oh, I forgot. Nemona stalks me. Well, it's a good thing I saved right beforehand. You know what? Fuck you. I'm gonna get that Seed Bomb. I'm gonna deal with that. What am I gonna put it over though? How did I think about it? Because Seed Bomb's gonna have to replace something. I want Flamethrower. I want Sunny Day to help with the Flamethrower sweep. I want Protect for more leftover turns. Do I want leftovers? I kind of do. And then I want Yawn to make them shut up. Actually, well, let's get rid of all these red dots first. I'll think about how I want to deal with Nemona. All I really have to worry about dealing with, though, is... Ah, shit, I'm gonna get outsped by Meowscarada. So really, all I'm really worried about is the lead Lycanroc and then Ace Meowscarada. Because even though I'm super effective against it, you know, Flower Triggers was kind of annoying. Never misses, always crits. Yeah, you know the drill. It's gonna then if I don't do Seed Bomb, it's gonna resist. Lycanroc is gonna resist the only attacking move I have. So I need Seed Bomb. Or, you know, at least something. Rock resist normal, that also wouldn't help. Wait a minute. What if I don't have to deal with the lead Lycanroc right away? Let's get rid of Yawn. I don't think I'll put any of them to sleep. And then, I don't want to, but I should probably... I want to have some level of, like, skill and do this without X items, but I'm also lazy, and I just want to give, you know, want them gone, I want them dead. The block button isn't enough. Alright, let's just run with this. I'll probably use like 1 X speed, 1 X attack. Nah, not attack. Spec attack. Oh Jesus, no. Wait. Guys, it hurts to be this stupid. Okay, whatever at this point. I'm not resetting it. I don't want to lose money though. I have a lot of money though. Ah. The pain of being stupid. Can I have a chance to just... Can you give me a sec? No, bitch. You're lead a Lycanroc. I bet you knew. She probably doesn't know. I'm pretty sure it's a lead Lycanroc regardless of what starter you have. You get out of here. Oh, you suck! Why did it immediately send out Meowscarada? Do I even have X items on me? I have defense and speed. You know, that might be enough. Oh. You know what? You know why? Oh, I know something evil. My playthrough of Pokemon Sword made me realize something very evil. Ow. Oh god. Just like that. I know it's the one she always terrestrializes. It's just funny to see that, considering I made this her first Pokemon. Slash. We take those. Alright, let's get that. Let's get ourselves some speed. Let's go. Oh no, now she's gonna use Flower Trick. Please don't do a lot. It's gonna crit. Oh wait, I just realized my X defense doesn't matter here, because it's gonna crit. It did more than Slash. Let me get an extra turn of protection. Well, an extra turn of leftovers healing, just cuz. Oh no, that was a Slash turn. It's probably... Oh no, now I don't have to protect for another Flower Trick. I'll survive it, but yuck. Now for my evilness. Dire Hit. An item that I've ignored for every single game, but an item that can be used once to sharply boost the critical hit ratio of a Pokemon in battle. This effect disappears if the Pokemon leaves the battle. Considering we're only using Fuecoco, that's not an issue. I ignored this, even in games where I use X items, because, well, it doesn't matter to me. You know, high damage and high stats and over leveling is always enough for me to one-shot things. And obviously you can't use items in competitive battles that matter, so, you know, it doesn't matter there either. So I always ignored this. Until I needed a Surfetch to complete my Pokédex in Pokemon Sword, and I realized just how helpful this thing is. So let's use it. California is getting pumped. Wait. Pause. Let's just heal just because I need to survive one more turn to set up Sunny Day. So I'll be petty like that and heal. It seems to be back and forth, so I think it's going to use Flower Trick now. So first let's actually... Or you can just use Slash again and just completely mix me up. But damn it. And now I don't have a guaranteed protect, and you're probably going to use Flower Trick. Whatever. I just need a Sunny Day, and the sweep happens from here. Hopefully I can crit Lycanroc, and the resisted damage doesn't fucking matter. Oh yeah, now we're cooking, literally. And also, Dire Hit doesn't run out. As long as California is out here living, it's pumped. Not fast enough though, even though I use the next speed. Oh, yikes. It was a crit. That's strong. Oh, she's watching me this entire time. That's the thrill about it. You never know what's gonna happen next. Oh, I know what's gonna happen. Actually, maybe I don't. Doesn't it know Excel Rock, and isn't that priority? Even with X defense, I don't trust myself to live something like that. Actually, I think I can, because I'm pretty high level right now. Yeah, 41 to 50. Oh, you're out already? Alright, let's do it. I'm ready for you. No! No, the sand attack! Haha! I forgot about the single sand attack! Oh my god, that was enough! Actually kill yourself a single sand attack. Yeah! Please crit. You'll love to see it. You'll love to see it! Use Dire Hits, kids! This is your PSA! Now it should be easy from here, because my only... It'll resist this, but my only wall really was the Lycanroc. I forgot it had a Dragon type. Oh, that wasn't a crit. Oh, it was. It's just thick. It got burned, though. Ah. Ow. Oh, my harsh sunlight! Ah, whatever. We don't need that now, do we? We're gonna outspeed, and this is still kill. Yeah. Training attacks on the brink of winning and losing gives me chills. Let's see if we get the win. I got rid of like 3 of your potential walls. You don't got this anymore. You're not the one, Nimona. You know, unless I miss because of a single sand attack, because of course, a single sand attack is all that would be needed. I always avoid the attack on the turn that... Wow, what the fuck? Like, the 2 times I missed Flamethrower because of the single sand attack, it was also on turns where they missed something. Okay, that's interesting, so I won't bitch about the luck too much. Oh, every single one was a crit! Not a single move didn't crit. Just look at that. Dire hits are gonna be hidden carries. Dire... Oh, shit. Okay, okay, okay. Woo! Okay, never mind. That's an L for me. I'm editing that later. I think that should be enough of a warm-up. You and your Pokemon should be all set now. Here, take these as thanks for the battle. Okay, I didn't realize Nomona was gonna get in our way, but... Now... Let's save really quick. Double save, because I'm just like that. And then let's try to see if they let me. Let me register you as a challenger. Your name is Florida, yes? Great, now in order to face Rhyme, you'll first need to pass the gym test. Here at the Montanevera gym. Montanevera? That means warming up the audience for the main event. That's right, you're the opening act. Your job is to get up on stage, show us some dead fierce Pokeballs, and get the crowd excited before the gym leader's concert begins. You can start the gym test by speaking with MC Sledge in the front stage outside. Now get out there and have fun. Alright, really quick though, before we talk to him. Before we talk to him... We have lots of money now. And I'm gonna use... Well, first off, let's just... Because why not? Let's see what we can buy with all this money, though. But first, let me also... I also want to sell TM, so let me check what I don't need. A lot of things. Anything that isn't these 6, we don't need, because I can't learn them. So, let's start bulk selling. Start us with all the treasures we got from all the raids we grinded, which, oh yeah, this is why raid grinding is the best thing in terms of grinding in both this game and Pokemon Sword. Then... I don't want to raise my attack, so let's just sell these. Sell 1 Firestone. Actually, you know what? Let's keep both. I was gonna hold on to 1 for, like, commemoration, but, like, might as well sell both. Only sell 1 just in case I need to use 1. Because I do know Mud Slap. Like, you never know. And it doesn't hurt. Oh my god, we have so much candy. I don't want to sell any of the berries. None of these. Pokeballs we might as well sell, because I'm not going to keep catching anything. And if we ever need more money in the future, let's do it. Same case, I have a lot of money right now. Beautiful. I was gonna sell the TMs, but we might as well keep them. Why not? For now. And just when I need more money, I'll sell them. But first, we have 4 of those, that's fine. And you know what? We have money to buy them a mint. So what mint are we thinking, fellas? Speed has not been in our favor. And we already have a plus spec attack nature. What's our current nature right now? I think it's like plus spec attack minus spec defense or defense? Plus spec attack minus spec defense. Okay. So I'm thinking either modest or like timid. Something either plus spec attack or plus speed. I'll probably just go with modest. Because even with trying to specialize in speed, we're not outspeeding shit. Maybe the nature will help with that though. But I also want the damage to... Let's just go for modest. Alrighty. Now we have a slightly better nature. Now it is modest, which is plus special attack minus attack. Shit! Oh, we might need some physical moves in the future, like Seed Bomb and whatever. We'll try to figure it out. We'll change it as we go. We'll try to figure it out. But anyways. Yeah, out of curiosity, let's see if they let me. Let's save. And if they don't, I'll spend the rest of the stream getting a Ditto and breeding for a second Fuecoco. If not, then I might just... Well, if they do let me, I might try to clear this gym. Anyways. Hey, you, opening act. Don't do it now. Don't do it now. Save your obligatory critical jokes for when we actually do the gym. Yo, trainer, you're the one who's performing the opening act today? My name's MC Slipped. This is the stage right here. So here's the deal. We're gonna have you do some double dodge. That's where you have 2 Pokemon fight on each side. That'll let you sledge jump, double the opponents, and get the audience twice as excited. The venue will be so hot. It'll melt the Monte snow. Once you get the audience worked up and ready to go, that'll be the cue for our leader to take the stage. That's how you pass our gym test, yo. Your opening act begins as soon as you walk up to the stage. There'll be no backing down until you win 3 times in a row, so make sure you're ready. You go down the deets for the opening act on the gym test, ready to sledge them up. Do they actually just let me? Hey now, you're gonna... Damn it! Damn it! As soon as I said it! Hey now, you're gonna need 2 Pokemon for this gym test, yo. Okay, figured, but like, they took a long time to deny me. It took a while for me to be denied. Like, I was able to get registered for the gym test, I was able to talk to him. I was like, I thought for a moment I could actually do this with a single Pokemon. Okay, I can't. Alright, whatever, we have to go figure. We'll go find a Ditto. I need to look up where it is though, I don't fucking remember. Time to Google. Also, let's see here. West Province Area 2 and West Province Area 3. So right around the Porto whatever, where we did our auctioning for the water gym, apparently. So, like, they're around here. Which, I kind of remembered that, because I believe that's also where Rotom is. Or where you can find a Rotom. Oh, it's a good thing we didn't sell those Pokeballs then. That just hit me. Because if I did that, then... Oh, shit. Then I'd have nothing to catch a Ditto with. Whew. But you know what? We have a lot to work with now. It's nighttime, so we have our Dusk Balls, we have Quick Balls, and then like 20 Ultra Balls. We're getting this Ditto. And then that's the only Pokemon we're catching for this entire game to breed it into a second Fuecoco. Oh. It'd be funny if I had a whole team of like the rest of them being level 1 Fuecocos going into this gym or going into the rest of the game. Because by technicality, I'm still only using Fuecoco, so you know, I'm using that logic to still allow this, but with that same logic, I could also make the whole team Fuecoco. But I'm not going to do that. I'll just go for the single level 1 Fuecoco and then have 2 Pokemon for the Ghost Gym. But anyways... Ditto. Let me also change up Fuecoco's moves to have something weak, just in case Ditto tries to be a little troublesome. We'll do that. And then Yawn to put it to sleep, so I have an even better chance of catching it. This is like on the off chance Ditto gives us some struggle, which I doubt it will. I'm just expecting it to get caught in the first Quick Ball, but like, in case he's a fighter. It's a lot of Grimers here, what the fuck? Oh wait, shit. I forgot how Ditto hides. I have to check these, because Ditto hides as other Pokemon. It's just a Meow. What do you mean I can't get away? What is wrong with this game? Something's wrong with this game. Something is wrong with this game. If my level 51 Fuecoco can't run away from a level 29 Meow. I am so much higher leveled than you. I can just strangle you with my bare hands. Why? Why can't I run away? Okay, whatever. I'm using a doll. I should have bought more dolls too. Because I didn't realize it'd be this hard to run away from Pokemon. What the fuck? Fuecoco's a special attacker and he can just straight dunk you. Why can't I run away? Come on, use the fucking... Okay, I'm just making sure this feature works, because for some reason it wasn't. Are you Squidward? It's okay, take your time. Damn it. I'm not gonna bother risking it. Dude is here somewhere. Is he here somewhere? He should be. He better be. There's Rotom. Can Dittos disguise as Rotoms? Let's find out. I like the jittery movement Rotom has. Nope, just a Rotom. Okay. Okay. This is now an issue. I'm gonna look it up further. Wait a minute. I bet you're a Ditto. Oh my god, oh no. Oh no, it's still... Oh no, I'm stuck. Yeah. Oh no. It's flying. What? Oh, okay, I see how it is. You want to be a fighter now. It would have just been as simple as getting in the quick ball, but no. I'll play this game. Oh, you suck. Okay, wait. Fuck, there was a bug in front of me. There's just so many bugs in there. There's always like 1 to 2 of them at a time. It's so annoying. Alright, fine. We're gonna play that game. I'll play that game. If you use Yawn again, I'll shoot you. Okay. We resist that, that's fine. I forgot I could copy my moveset. I should have equipped a Lumberry going into this. But, you know, I don't like thinking. That hurts my brain. I think one more tackle should work. I just pray California doesn't crit. Please. How are you faster than... Oh, right. I think you copy my stats too. I think. I don't know, and man... Fuecoco's just so slow. Alright, let's just go for the Yawn, and then we should be groovy. Oh, we only have 1 Dust Ball. I'm waiting until he goes to sleep, just in case. I thought I had more. Like, at least, like, 4. Are you serious? Also, man, I'm not used to how fast the beeps go off for Pokeball catches. Because I'm so used to, like, how, like, slow they are in Pokemon Sword. Holy shit. Here, please work. It's a Dust Ball at nighttime, you're asleep, you've taken damage. It was a crit catch, too! Oh, we got one. Woo! It was a crit catch, even though I've caught nothing. Let's fucking go. Well, to be fair, one of the factors of crit catches is how much higher the Pokemon that's out right now is compared to the wild Pokemon. So because, like, we're, like, significantly higher leveled than this Ditto, makes sense that that helped. Let's see, what nickname are we gonna give it? No, I have a funny idea. There. Short for California resident. Because he's gonna be inside California. Well, California's the dude, so whatever. Still a funny joke to me. Let's check. I want to see if we have the ingredients already to make, like... We have butter. I believe we need butter... Just butter and peanut butter. Let's see. Well, first let's heal him up. I'll be nice like that. But we have our Ditto now, though. That's what matters. We'll have our second Fuecoco, and yeah, we're all set. That is the only Pokemon we'll be catching for this, intentionally. I might be stupid and catch another, like, raid Pokemon again. Did I ever do that? I don't think so. Yeah, these shits are empty. But if I do it, it's on accident, and I'll just release them, or keep them in the box, whatever. Ditto's the only one I'm catching out of intentionally, and that's because we need a second Fuecoco. And then I'm boxing Ditto. I'll probably box the second Fuecoco after this, too. That scared me. What level are you at? No way I can't run away. Why? It's level 26! I'm almost 30 levels higher than it! What? What? I'm almost 30 levels higher than it! This is so bullshit. I don't know what Scarlet Violet changed to the calculation that goes into this. Fuck that. Alright, this is a roughly... Don't you dare encounter me again. I'll ruin you. I will actually just win that battle and not try to run away. Fuck. Alright, just to ensure you two get along, let's give you some privacy so you get out of here. Let's see, can we make an egg 1 power sandwich? I just want 1 egg, so... Single egg power is on. Yeah, egg power level 1, we can make it. Because I know, like great peanut butter sandwich or something to get egg power 2, which is what I usually use for, like, pseudo breeding. I don't need egg power 2, just egg power 1. And yeah, we can get that. We'll just make that. Jam and strawberry. Oh yeah, watch this. I've gotten very good at putting on the top bun. Ooh, that was terrible. Don't use that as a prime example of my top bun game. I'm just looking for a single egg. If I accidentally get more, I'm throwing them away. Num. You know what? I'm gonna take a quick piss because I've been drinking some iced tea while I was streaming this and while I was talking this entire time. I'm gonna come back to a single egg. I will be right back while this happens. Alright, I'm back. Did you guys fuck yet? You didn't. Alright, I'll give you a second on that. I'll probably call it a stream after this, too. It's a little bit early, but I think it's a good, like, stopping point. So that we can start sweeping gyms. Going into next stream. We'll sweep Ghost Gym, hopefully. It'll be a little tedious with it being double battles, but then we'll very, very easily sweep Ice Gym, and that's all the gyms. And then from there, Elite 4 should hopefully be able to sweep that too, and then the Elite 4 champion, that should hopefully be fine. And then from there, we definitely have high enough level to sweep the rest of the game. So then I'll save that for the stream after. So, did you guys fuck yet? Oh, you did. Oh no, you fucked more. You fucked a little too much. We got him. Wait, where are they? Why are they in the... Oh, right, they go in the box automatically. I forgot it's not like Sword, where if you have space in your party, the egg automatically goes in your party. Oh, I don't have a dash to make this faster, nor do I have Talent Flame or any Pokemon with Flame Body. Oh, no. I'm just gonna have to slowly run around like this for our 2 eggs. Oh, lordy. No Flame Body and no dash ability. Oh, Oh, just kill me. You know what? How about this? We'll do a contest of the two. Whichever one has the better nature, we'll keep that one. Even though it doesn't matter, because they're gonna stay level 1 and probably get one shot anyway. But you know what? It's funny like that. It's time for Daddy to pick favorites. Oh my god, I looked away to check chat and I almost encountered another Cyclozar, even though no one's talking in chat right now, but you know what? That's fine. Man, this is just painful. And I already got all the talking out of my system, talking about the development of process of my fire bias like it's a game. I would like to show off that fire bias more. I thought that an idea I had in the far future, when I hopefully have enough fans to do this, is kind of like host my own Pokemon tournament where you can only use fire types. I thought that'd be a lot of fun. But that requires like people to join and people to be interested. So that's far in the future. But you know, here's hoping. That is something I would really like to do. Oh, okay, here we go. Hey. Another like imagine one of these is shiny. That'd be so funny. I have a funny name for them as well. Perfect. Even has a perfect 12 characters. Oh, we still need to hatch the second egg. I forgot that eggs hatch one by one. But they all, like, even if they have the same, like, number of steps needed, there's a certain amount of, after an egg hatches, because only one egg can hatch at a time, it takes a certain amount of steps before the next egg is allowed to hatch. So it's not that it needs more steps than the other egg, it's just that there needs to be, like, a certain amount of steps between the two eggs hatching. Why are there so many? Get away from me. I hate how the Toros, when they do that, they just run around and charge into you. They want to be like, all cool and whatever. Okay, well, anyways, let me pick up these stuff. Let me pick up that too. I'm just too compulsive. I like the shiny things. Well, alright. Moment of truth. Which one's better? Minus spec attack plus speed? Oh no! Oh no, cheat! Neutral, okay. This is already better by default because it doesn't nerf spec attack. Hardy? Yeah, that's a neutral one. What's this one? Jolly? Oh, that's very good on Cinderace, not as good on Fuecoco. I'm sorry, buddy, but... I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to break your neck. It's just the way it is. I'm just the messenger. Sorry, buddy. You just weren't ready for this cruel world. Mine has spec attack nature. Yikes. We got our... And you get in the box. Alright, we got our two Fuecocos, though. Now, where are they? Now we have two Pokemon to do the Ghost Gym, and we're still only using Fuecoco. I guess if you want to be very, very, very petty and say this run is a lie, because I needed Ditto to breed with them to get a second Fuecoco to continue the game, and by technicality, I was using a Pokemon that wasn't only Fuecoco. I made that same... and I made that same joke back in the beginning of this when we technically needed Koraidon to, get us through the opening section, which, is a Pokemon that is in Fuecoco. But also, like, it was like a cutscene segment, basically. And also, it wasn't a Pokemon we weren't directed to be using. It was a Pokemon that was guiding us, and we were following them. I guess by technicality, this is more of a dead run loss, because we needed to use a Pokemon other than Fuecoco. But you know what? If you're really petty enough to do that, yeah, fuck you. I don't really care. I'm still only using Fuecocos, so that's fine enough to me. Fuecocos are the only thing getting me through this game. Ditto was only a step to getting me another Fuecoco to get through this game. And also he has transformed, so he can become another Fuecoco. So that still counts in my book. And if it doesn't, well then, my opinions are always right anyway, so there's no point in you arguing with that. Anyway, I'm gonna call it there. We did a lot of grinding, a lot of preparing, got a lot of money. Already lost a lot of money, because... Oh yeah, we already lost a lot of money. Because I needed me some X items. But that's fine, I hope. I think we're gonna need more money in the future. Hopefully we can get that from the necessary fights, like necessary trainer battles, the gym leaders, shit like that. So, we'll see. But that's gonna be it for this one. I think this is a good stopping point. I went over basically the history of, my history with Pokemon, which in turn was about the story of how my bias for fire types developed. Which, is a very fun story to tell, and I would like to tell that another time. Make a dedicated storytime video on it. And we got a lot of XP candy. We got a lot of money for more items, because I threw away my humanity. And we got ourselves a second Fuecoco, so the run is still alive, in my opinion. Next time, we can just start sweeping, hopefully. We're at a good level now for Rhyme, and hopefully the candies we have now will get us the necessary levels needed for the rest of the game. So, hopefully what the plan is next Wednesday, we sweep through the rest of the gym storyline. So we do Rhyme, we do Rusha, then we do the Elite Four, Gita, and then the last Nimona fight, and then we should be done then. So hopefully that goes smooth. And the Wednesday after that one, we steamroll through the other two storylines. The Titans and Team Star bases. Hopefully I could do both of those in a single stream, just for the sake of getting this over with faster, so I can turn this into a video and move on to other Pokemon ideas. Because this has been a lot of fun, but I don't want to, spend too much time on this. I do want to get to other ideas, and, get this done. So those are the plans for in terms of Pokemon streams. For Friday, I don't have anything in mind just yet, but I'll think of something. It's whatever the fuck I want. Actually, I did have an idea in mind, but you'll see that for Friday. But yeah, those are the future plans. And for this one, we're done here. We have our 2 Californias. This particular California 2 won the Picking Favorites War. And that's just about it. Thank you all for watching.